Hi, it's Michelle again, and today I wanted to just share with you some ideas that I have about ways to mount my Dropcam on my covered front porch. You know, I'm not really trying to hide the camera. That's not that important to me. I don't care if people know that they're being videotaped because possibly a deterrent anyway. You know, if they came up and tried to steal the camera, the good thing about the Dropcam is that they're on film stealing the camera and it's up in the cloud. They can't steal a DVR box to take the evidence with them. It's too late. The reason I don't want it indoors is I would like to be able to use the audio feature on this and speak to someone at the front door. If I don't like about it being indoors is when it gets dark. I find that leaving the infrared lights off and just leaving it regular, that it gets, as long as it's not getting a reflection from the window, if I have something dark behind it, picks up a really good image of my front porch at nighttime. A little bit of detail of cars driving by at nighttime. So I don't really want to use the infrared. I don't like the reflection on the window at night when we're up. You can see in the reflection people kind of walking around inside the house, and it distorts the image of what's happening out on the street or on my front porch. I had this idea yesterday. What if I just cut a little hole in a mailbox and put it there? I decided to go to Lowe's and walk around and see what other options I had for some kind of decorative element that I could use. I already had the patio decoration that you put a terracotta pot in. So I've had these for years and I've never installed them because I couldn't decide what to do with them. And I was thinking I could put a little terracotta pot in there, hang it on the siding facing the direction that I want, and, you know, just kind of have it looking over the lip of that. That could work. So that was a thought, and not a very good thought. So I went and looked at Lowe's, and they have like all kinds of mailboxes starting at $12 a piece. Really, that $12 and the $19 one were probably the best options. So there's those rectangular, lay against the wall. I thought all I have to do is put a few screws in there, mount that, and then, you know, just fashion a hole that fits here. This was something I was making out of foam board. I just cut a hole. I used this for a template. Cut a hole with an X-Acto knife into this foam board and just poke that right in there. I was trying to get it at an angle so that it would block the reflection on the window from inside the house and just make it so that I could get the angle I wanted at the front porch on the street. But this just didn't work out very well. I couldn't get the angle exactly right, and it still doesn't give me the functionality of being able to use the audio feature to speak to whoever's at the front door. This was the beginning of my experimentation. This is really super sturdy. It's just a hot glue gun and some foam board that you can get at Staples. You just cut it really simply with a X-Acto knife, and you can score it on one side so it'll fold down the other direction. When I was at Lowe's, here's a couple of things I came across that were very, very inexpensive. This one is called Portfolio Outdoor Light, and I wasn't really looking for anything that I was going to make functional. What I was looking for was something that didn't look bad, allow visibility, and also protect it from the elements somewhat. So let me show you how this might work. I'm just trying this out now. This could go in like this. This little light fixture, it was $10. You know, when I bring stuff like this home, my husband gets the look of dread on his face, like, oh God, she's going to make me do something electrical. All I would do and slip that in there. And the beauty of it, instead of this, I've actually thought of spray painting this metal thing with like a brushed bronze or black, matte black spray paint. So just to make it not contrast with the stand. But if you put it in a piece of foam board like this, pop it in here, and then pop it into this thing, I don't think the reflection on the glass would be an issue because it's going to be outside. It's just a way to make it look a little more permanent, I guess is what I'm trying to do. So that's, I mean, really $10. It's crazy how inexpensive light fixtures are. Okay, I cannot believe when I saw this. I decided to go look at the birdhouses and garden art at Lowe's. And this is what I saw there for $9.98. Can you believe it? This was $9.98. Let me show you how it opens up. Okay, so this little thing turns down like this, and this opens up like this. And it is a little cedar. It smells wonderful. And it's a little cedar birdhouse. I think it's made by Amish people. And I'm sure Amish people would really hate to think of a hidden camera inside their Amish birdhouse, but sorry people, I get to do whatever I want with your birdhouse. So this is just stapled together here. It feels pretty sturdy, this little thing. It doesn't open very far, but I don't think you need to open it very far. My thought was that if I completely block up this little hole, birds can't get in there. So my thought is that I would ream this out a little bit bigger. I mean, I'll probably attempt it, and I'll do a terrible hack job to it, and then he'll come and clean it up for me. Anyway, you could make this exactly the right size, or even better, make it a little larger, and then put like a little foam gasket in there so that you get a nice tight seal. I don't think it's going to get a good view unless I have it flush. So what I'd like to do is make this bigger so that I can pop this in here and have it flush. I don't care if people know I've got a camera there. They know anyway because it's sitting in my window. But I just want a better view, and I don't want the reflection from the window. And then this just has a little hole here. You just really need to seal all this off so birds don't go in there and actually start building nests inside your drop cam. That might actually, then you have a bird cam, which would be pretty cool. But my husband liked this because he thought it was a little bit more natural looking than a mismatched light fixture. And I didn't run the flower pot thing past him. But I really like this idea. It hanging for a long time, I'm like, what am I going to do with that thing? I have 2 of these. It's a candle sconce. It goes like this and it hangs on the wall. And for a while I had candles in there. Maybe not this exact design. You could get the USB cords that go with this. Get a dark USB cord and maybe you just kind of wire it around and make it look like more wrought iron or something. And then do something like this. Once again, I mean, you may find a way to make it disguised. I don't really care. I'm not going to go to that much trouble. I'm not going to be fooling anyone. And I think if you don't do a really awesome job of disguising it, then you just look like kind of a creep spying on your neighbors if you try to be sneaky about it. So I don't want to look like a creep, but I don't want it to look ugly. Okay, so one last thing I forgot to show. You've got your outdoor lighting fixture, got your like garden art idea, wall sconce, birdhouse, and then the other thought I had was just something like this. This is actually a clock that I got years and years ago from IKEA for probably $10. All these ideas are like 10 bucks. And I thought this looks like a lot of thermometers, outdoor thermometers that I've seen. And it wouldn't be too hard to pull out something like, it would be too hard to cut that out and maybe put it inside something like this.